Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Flesh Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world famous juggler Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
Fantastic. How about yourself, Ozzy?
I'm good. We had like a pre-show conversation here that left me in tears that I'm still kind of wiping away. So if you see something on the YouTube channel that looks like that I might have been crying, I was, because I was laughing about something that we'll be discussing potentially next week. All right. So also with us, ladies and gentlemen, Flesh Wound producer Todd. How you doing, Todd?
Good.
Chilling.
Yourself?
You're not good yourself. What is this?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It wasn't just your performing monkey. Chilling. Better.
Mr. Sass over here. Unusual sass from Todd. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this week we do have the pleasure of discussing and reviewing the film Are We There Yet? Released on January 21st, 2005, rated PG. Todd, do you have a trailer available?
Yes, sir.
Let's roll it, please.
Mom says that we should be polite.
When it comes to dating their mom, these kids think no man is good enough.
I feel sorry for the next sucker who tries to put the moves on her.
But this man just may be tough enough.
Now get! Both of y'all get!
You really got away with kids.
Now she's fine.
This might not be a good idea. Rain, electricity.
Oh, but I sure do appreciate it.
To win her over,
What's the matter?
My ex is sick and he was supposed to take the kids to the airport. I'm gonna lose my job.
he's going to do the unthinkable.
What if I bring them?
Nick, this is huge.
Uncle Nick loves kids.
They go eat you alive.
He's the enemy.
Be careful opening that door.
Please remove all metal objects, keys, loose change, cell phones, and jewelry.
Corkscrew!
We decided to drive.
Here we go.
Now,
Are we there yet?
No,
he's taking her kids on a little trip.
I have to pee.
you do not have to pee.
I'm sure the carpet is absorbent. Here it comes!
It's about to go way too far.
Yo,
How's it going with the little brats?
open up.
You just using us to suck up to our mama.
What were you doing?
Where did it go?
Now you're gonna get it!
Suzanne, I'm sure they're fine.
Revolution Studios presents
What are you doing?
a comedy about how far one man will go
Hey, how you doing, baby?
I want to say hi to the kids. I love you.
to become part of the family.
He's gentle.
You want a piece of me?
I like him. He's kind of funny.
Ice Cube, Nia Long, Jay Moore.
I'm sorry, Nick.
There's nothing more that you can do to this car.
Are we there yet?
I think he wants us to jump onto a moving train.
And that was the trailer for Are We There Yet? Again, rated PG, released on January 21st, 2005, with a runtime of 95 minutes, with the screenplay by Stephen Gary Banks, Claudia Grazioso, David J. David Stem, and David N. Weiss, with the story specifically from Gary Banks and Grazioso, directed by Brian Levant, starring Ice Cube, Nia Long, I apologize, Alicia Allen, Philip Bowden with Jay Moore as well, and also featuring Tracy Morgan as the voice of a bobblehead, which is absolutely fantastic. There's initial thoughts here. I didn't even know this movie existed, to be honest, until Todd, you brought it up as a New Year's movie.
I didn't know it was a New Year's movie till we were
We
trying to follow.
We just have the search, there you go, and it does. Well, it doesn't qualify by your parameters as a New Year's movie, as it could happen during any time of year.
Well, you know what? No. I'm not the one who sets the parameters. I don't. Yeah.
Well, I mean, your person. I'm not saying like what I say is law, but you're more like your own personal parameters. Like, can it take place during any other holiday?
Oh no. See, that's me using the argument for other people's arguments. I think whatever you want's a Christmas movie is a Christmas movie.
Or
But
same with the holiday. If it's during that holiday.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like I'll do that to play devil's advocate. Like, well, this is the argument most people have. You take Christmas out, it's not a Christmas movie.
I see. Well, specifically New Year's.
Well, I know. I'm
Loosely, loose New Year's base. Again, it was a January release, so there wasn't many high expectations. Usually, movies released in January don't have any high expectations. It is a very pretty generic movie. Like, it's great for the family, to be honest. I saw it with a 12-year-old, and he liked it for the most part.
Oh, it's basically just planes, trains, and automobiles with New Year's Eve instead of Thanksgiving, and with Ice Cube and kids, and a little bit of Home Alone mixed in there. I mean, it's literally the same road movie.
Right. So it serves its purpose for a good hour and a half, which is that's nice that it doesn't try to drag things out too much. Greg?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you. I'd never even heard of this movie. So watching the trailer, I was like, it looks interesting, but I think you said it best when you said it. Hey, it was a good hour and a half. I didn't know what to expect with the film. I mean, I've always enjoyed Ice Cube, but didn't really know anyone. I'm surprised that Jay Moore was so little in this film. Anytime you get a cameo of someone, you tend to have them a little bit more than the 5 minutes he was in there. But overall, I mean, it served its purpose, like you said, and it was a good cast of people, and I watched it alone, but I could definitely see this being a great family flick.
Yeah, it is kind of weird being a Friday fan, considering he's like trying to hook up with his sister, but that's a whole other thing. So I'll remind you that when we get to Friday.
Now, I do have to say that, like, as someone who did just get a new car, there was some like traumatizing moments in this film that I felt for him a lot more than I normally would have. So
yes, there were several times watching this alone I was saying very horrible things about children. I will say that. So
yeah. Todd, anything else you'd like to add, Todd, in terms of initial thoughts?
No, not for initial, no. But yeah, I think I'd seen this before with the family. I didn't really remember it a lot, so it was family film.
It's
family comedy.
Definitely easy to forget, so I don't blame you there.
Yeah, it's because it's very cartoony. It's not like playing it real. Like, this is something for the kids to laugh at. Nice.
Yes. Right. So just going into some lines here, Todd, I'll go ahead and let you take the first crack at a line or a moment.
A line or a moment. I also have something I want to correct that is factually inaccurate. Line or a moment. What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You want me to do that one first?
No, I said go. No, I said, oh, you said something you want to correct. I said, go ahead.
Okay.
I thought that was something else you're talking about.
His bobblehead says, Vancouver produced produces the most amount of Playmates. That is factually inaccurate. The correct answer is Los Angeles and New York. Just want that out there. So,
maybe he meant outside the United States.
Well, but that fact does sound believable because there is a lot of Vancouveran.
Okay.
So I also want to know
San Diegans.
Where were they leaving from? Because the Pacific sign that I saw
somewhere in Oregon.
So I was thinking Portland, or something. But the Pacific sign that was in one of the things had to that looked like a place in San Francisco. So I was just very curious on where their location was because they said 300 miles. I was like, well, that's not Seattle. Seattle's too close for 300 miles. But I don't know. Maybe that was a correct location and it just looks similar to a San Francisco pier. But Yeah, I was like, that's I
You
don't like this 300-mile bit.
you want a random California fact that does kind of go with this?
Yeah.
Do you know why California is the why we say the 405, the 5, the 91, etc.? No one else does that. Why it's a California thing?
Go ahead.
Because California is the first place to have freeways. Los Angeles and the Ventura Freeway, the Palos Robles Freeway, they all had the in the title. And then when they decided to give the everything numbers, then we kept the. So instead of saying the Ventura Freeway, we'd say the and the number. So that's why, yeah. So, random. Now my line of the movie, since I threw out my random fact, my correction, and Ice Cube's reaction when he first sees the kids. That's my favorite part because that's the most accurate scene, and he should have went with his guns. He'd still have a beautiful Escalade, and he wouldn't be messing with his sister. My movie would have did that, turn around, hit credits.
In and out in 10 minutes. Greg?
Man, I've got a few. I am very surprised, Todd, because I had a line that I thought that for sure you were going to say.
I'm going to star this because I think, Greg, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. I want to hear what this is after you guys pick your line, or do that one first, however you want to do it.
So I thought for sure, Todd, you were going to pick the line of, Lord, these kids are ethnically challenged.
That's the one I had starred.
That is a good one.
I thought when I gave Todd the first crack, I thought Todd was going to use that one.
Yeah, I probably messed up. That probably is the one I should pick.
But the moment where the kid, my favorite moment was when the kid has to pee and he rushes him in and he's like, no, you're not peeing in my car. And it's this whole big moment. And, they get into the one bathroom. No, they go to the other bathroom. It's filled. And then they're like, oh, he's going to go in the sink. And that's it. And I was like, hey, way to go. You made it. And then the lady screams. I was like, oh, where's this going? And then when he turns and the kid pees on the lady, it was
her mouth
brilliant.
Open.
Yes. Every bit of
R.
it was
Kelly was
fantastic.
free. The world was a better place.
Stay tuned for next week when we get Todd's favorite people involved in a TV series.
I thought this was interesting that when Jay Moore makes that, it happens in the trailer, but when it happens in the film, it's a much bigger deal and a lot more drawn out, is the phone call that he gets in the car where he calls the kids brats.
Right.
What's interesting about that is when he calls and he's talking to him on the phone, Jay Moore's character is wearing a jersey that says clowns. So it's almost he's ruining this whole thing. He's being a clown of this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was interesting there, which led to more stuff. But it was this line was also in the trailer, but there's nothing else that you can do to this car. And you don't see it in the trailer, obviously, but when it's not that it's graphic, but the moment that occurs once that specifically happens, it's a huge fan. So getting into ratings here, this isn't going to be anything special. I guarantee this is probably a script that's been rejected several times. Somebody just randomly.
I gotta look. Wait, Ice Cube didn't write it. It had like 4 writers, right?
There's 2 people with story credits and 4 people with screenwriter credits. So it's probably
that's
been through a few people, rejected a few times, and then it was just in some vault. And
I would have read the version of this that has Ice-T instead, and he's just like F them kids the whole time.
It's nothing special, but at the same time, it is something that can be put on the TV in front of the family that everybody could enjoy. Very clean. I mean, I know we just talked about like a scene featuring urine, but it's cleanish humor.
Bodily functions aside.
Bodily functions aside. But it serves its purpose. It's just, it's just a movie with a story. It's, It's
You
there.
could do
There's
worse.
not-
You could be
could
watching
do
The
much worse.
Pacifier. There's a lot of movies in this genre.
That's
that-
true. And that is absolutely a fact. I feel content giving this a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, this I had fun with this movie. When when the comment was made that it was kind of cartoonish, I was like, maybe that's why I enjoyed this so much, because there was some ridiculousness to it. When there's a horse scene, and well, the multiple times he falls flat on his face was, just fun slapstick humor for me. So I had a good time. Was there depth to it? No, not necessarily. Was it a pretty tried and true recipe of a movie? Sure. But it executed it, had some great laughs. And if this was for first time viewing, I'd give this a 4. I don't think it would be a movie I'd revisit often, but it's definitely a good background flick after the first time.
Todd?
Yeah, the ending, I was groaning quite a few times. It changed, and I love you. That was too much. It's like, Jesus, you guys, yeah. It's like, it's a little too.
Be your friend.
Yeah. It was a little too. Yeah. So she was going for the BET
but
award.
for someone who's maybe a little ethnically challenged, that's a reasonable response.
So I'm also a 3 on this one. There's fun. Now for the best news of all, you guys, we're not done. Are you aware? There is just 2 years later. Are we done yet?
Yes, I did see that pop up on the also like this.
The sequel,
So,
yeah, it is also.
Is that one for the future?
Well, I've never seen it, so we got to see.
Is it still the same crew, or is it like Jay Moore's version?
No, it's still Ice Cube and the family.
Got it.
Starring Jay Moore and straight to Netflix.
Let's see. We got to figure out what they rip off in that one. If this was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, this one cheaper by the dozen. I don't know what we're gonna get on this one. So, let's see how many writers it has.
That's right. Fair point. Well, then the character is created by as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are recording this well ahead of time. So if you are trying to find this film on streaming, I'd recommend checking out justwatch.com to search to see where it is available. At this time, as of December 8th, it had a few places that were for free, but are expiring in a couple days. Hoopla being one of them. So if you do happen to be in the Orange County area this week, wait a second, what's the date?
It is New Year's Eve today, Ozzy. It is.
It's December 30th. Well, Happy New Year. Do you guys? This is kind of a pop quiz question that you guys weren't anticipating. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions?
Oh yeah. To stop dealing with stupidity. So I'm effed.
That means the show's done.
No, this is sanity here. Dad should be worried.
I don't think I've got any. I mean, just the one that comes around every year of, eat better, try to do better health wise. But outside of that, I mean, I'm a blessed man and life's pretty good, man. So I don't really have any big goals.
I got one, and I think even Greg can agree with me on this. I think it's time that we acknowledge our tribal chief more often. So we'll do it more.
I agree.
That's what happens when you throw us with some random nonsense. The OG comes back.
There we go.
You can still get the shirt in
the ghost, right? The shirt, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on the YouTube,
the ghost
still available. But the ghost reminds me of something. So it's this past Saturday morning, I was taking a shower,
and the ghost was there.
Well, as I'm showering, I notice the toilet. It has a bidet, right? And it has like an automatic seat cover. Well, let me just explain what happened. So with this particular bidet, it has a seat that's automatic, comes up and down if it senses somebody's there. And the seat was up, it wasn't going down. And I noticed there is a little separate, like, pipe or something coming out that's usually there to spray water, but it's only supposed to come out if it senses weight on the seat, so that way water doesn't go everywhere, right? But it was about to spray water, and I just remember like staring at it and just saying, "Don't you dare!" And it goes back up and retracts. And when you sit down on this toilet seat, the bidet like lets out water. I don't know why. It just does, right? But it only does that when it senses weight on the toilet. So after I said, "Don't you dare," the thing goes back up and then water comes out as though somebody's sitting on the toilet.
Okay, now, do you think you have a fat ghost or a possessed bidet?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to take a poll.
Oh.
Is this a large ghost or is this a possessed bidet? I think if it was a possessed bidet, it would have actually sprayed the shower door.
But it listened to you.
So then it definitely wasn't a fat ghost because he wasn't getting up for So haunted bidet it is.
Well, let us know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. And for world famous juggler Greg Larson, Flesh Wound producer Todd, I'm Ozzy V. Have a happy new year, and we'll see you next week. We're right here on a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce.